Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News 9 a.m. networking group. I'm Howard Appel, the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News, and I'll be your pre-Thanksgiving guide for today's meeting. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
If we are, as I said many times, we are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to try to help each other grow our businesses and also to assist restaurant owners, managers, or chefs if they have any problems or concerns or questions they might want to ask. Please give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and take a look at our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant. So how's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Anybody traveling for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yeah, where you going?
To Charlotte, North Carolina, to spend some time with siblings.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
the other ocean.
Yeah, right.
Where are you, Steve?
Stevie, you had your hand up. I know where he's going.
Well, that's maybe you can.
Steve's going to visit every charging station on the East Coast.
He raised this. I wanted to give him a chance to, but it looks like. Anybody else traveling?
Just from Pembroke Pines to Boca. We call that traveling.
Travel.
No, not going nowhere.
Yeah. I don't really call that traveling, but my kids all live up there. So my son lives in Boca Isles, so he's having dinner this year. Yeah.
Boca
Nice.
Isles in Mission Bay?
Huh?
Boca Isles in Mission Bay?
Yeah.
Oh,
You go past Mission Bay, Crane Boulevard, make a right.
Yeah.
Blades, and it's right up there on the left.
I used to live there also. Not there. I used to live in Laguna.
Yeah, they're nice. It's nice area.
I bought the 12th house that GL Homes ever built.
Really?
Yeah. And it's still leaking. They tried, but they tried. No, they're a good builder.
They pretty much own Florida now. They own South Florida, pretty much. Yeah,
Definitely.
I've had 2 homes from them over the years. Yeah, they own it. Yeah.
If they're such a good builder, how come the roof leaks?
Well, it was
No?
only the
How come
experience, yeah.
if you said they're a good builder, but if the roof leaks, how good are they? Or something else was leaking?
No, well, actually, my house when I bought it had several strange shaped windows, and somehow they leaked. Some of them leaked. So it wasn't put under the rug. The builder called out the window manufacturer and brought them to my house, and they really did it. They really investigated and checked it and corrected it. So I have to give him credit for that.
They forgot to attach in my mom's house. They forgot to attach the ceiling to the rafters. So my mom hung a light fixture, and it caused the whole ceiling to sag. They're a good builder, though, right? No, I'm just saying.
My cousin bought a house from them, many years later, and he's had no issues whatsoever. So, of course, he paid $300,000 more than I did, but still, they're. The best thing about, well, I don't know if they still do it, but when they finish a community, they throw a big party. And my cousin's community, when they finished, they rented buses, and they took everybody in the community, and my cousin snuck us in, they took everybody down to Fort Lauderdale to the Fort Lauderdale, the arts center, and they had a show with Gladys Knight in the Pit,
Wow.
the Temptations,
Oh.
and
Wow.
somebody else. I mean, it was like a real big show. It was unbelievable. And they had a full buffet dinner.
Wow.
It was quite that's the way to treat your customers, and that could lead right into the conversation that I wanted to have about loyalty programs. Did we do that already here? I don't remember. What do you the topic of this article that I read was the future of loyalty programs. And they have a list of, they have a big list. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do David Letterman, the top 10. Potential trends and development that may shape the future of loyalty programs in restaurants. Number one, or should I go backwards? I don't know if these are in any kind of order. Digitalization and mobile apps. Said many restaurants will continue to invest in digital loyalty programs integrated into mobile apps. Number two, personalization. Restaurants may increasingly use data and analytics. Here you go, Chris. Use data analytics to tailor loyalty programs to individual customer preferences, personalized offers, recommendations, and rewards. You're shaking your head. We come back to that one.
We do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what the person likes, offer them what they like. Not rocket science.
Here's one. Gamification elements such as point-based systems, challenges, and competitions are likely to become more common in loyalty programs. Number four, tiered loyalty programs. Restaurants implement a tiered loyalty program where customers can unlock higher rewards and benefits as they achieve certain milestones. That reminds me of an episode of Frasier when him and his brother joined this club and they're in the silver level and they found out there's a gold level and they couldn't stand it, so they had to get into the gold level. And once they were in the gold level, they were so happy until they found out there's a platinum. And they kept going until they went out the door, took them into the alley. Sustainability and ethical practices. Customers are increasingly conscious of sustainability and ethical business practices. 6, partnership and alliances. Restaurants may collaborate with other businesses such as food delivery services, grocery stores, or travel companies to offer cross-promotional loyalty programs. 7, data security and privacy. Data becomes more widespread. Restaurants will need to prioritize data security and address customer concerns. Number 8, contactless and payment integration. The future of loyalty programs may involve seamless integration with contactless payment methods and digital wallets. Joe, you're going to have to explain this to me. Allowing for a more convenient and efficient customer experience. Number 9, augmented reality and virtual reality. Restaurants may experiment with AR and VR to enhance the loyalty program. And number 10, voice and AR integration. With the growing adaptation of voice assistant and artificial intelligence, restaurants are going to lean heavily on these items.
Hey, I've got something. I know this is a little bit off the side, but credit cards. Aren't credit card point systems and rebates a form of a loyalty program?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, but,
For them.
and how is all this going to be affected, what Congress is trying to do right now, limiting the amount of exchange fees, and they're looking for cost reductions on the part of the credit card people. And of course, the credit card companies are fighting back saying customers want this because they want the money coming back. But the opposite of that is people like Walmart saying, why are we getting charged higher money so the banks can get their people money? Why don't they?
there's more. In a restaurant, rewards at interchange, which is basically the cost, without any markup to me or anybody else, is 1.95%. The base rate for processing a credit card is 1.51%. A debit card is only 0.05%. All right, so but debit loyalty cards don't go in the higher bracket. They always stay at the lower rate. But if you got a Citibank or whatever, Chase rewards card, and it's, we'll just use a $10, $100 sale as an example. I get he's going from paying $1.50 to almost $2 on that transaction, that costs before markup. And that money goes back to the issuing banks. It doesn't go to me or the merchant. The interchange cost goes back to Chase or B of A or Citibank, whoever, is the one that issued that credit card. So it's big money for the bank, really big money for the banks, the interchange. That's why when you see, if I use a Chase credit card and a merchant who's processing with Chase, right? Chase makes money twice on that transaction. They make money on the interchange, and they also make money on the merchant side. So that's almost like double dipping. So, but yeah, rewards cards are like I said, you go from basically 1.5% of sales to almost 2% of sales at interchange, 50 basis points, and they're like 20. And I'm sure a lot of merchants are complaining about it, but Congress doesn't regulate Visa, MasterCard. They can try to regulate it, but Visa, MasterCard kind of regulates themselves. But they can try to change. The Durbin Amendment changed many years ago, lowered the rates on debit cards, but in reality, it increased the rates on debit cards. They lowered the rate from like I think it was 1.5% and 10 cents a transaction to 0.05% for 20 cents a transaction. So if you're a merchant at McDonald's, and probably 80% of their business is debit cards with a $10 average ticket, that lowered rate is costing you more money than before. Right? When you add the two numbers together, $10, 20 is costing 21 cents a transaction. But everybody's been trying to regulate Visa, MasterCard. I agree, interchange is ridiculous. Interchange is approaching, I typically make 40, 50 basis points if I'm lucky off a merchant. So for every $10,000 in sales, I make 50, maybe $60, per 10 grand. But, interchange is 1.8 to 2%. They're making that times the 10 grand. Okay. So it's, I agree it's ridiculous, but every year this comes up, Walmart comes up. The only thing that's ever changed it was the Durbin Amendment. So I don't see anything happening anytime soon, but hopefully it will. But the debit card, the rewards interchange is high, but debit card interchange really is high. And debit cards are 50% of the volume right now. 50% of the credit card volume, but probably are being used by credit cards that actually take the money right out of your bank account. The check cards.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, when the use of a debit card, they say that's dangerous because it could be easily duplicated or hacked or.
I use debit cards for every place I go.
Yeah, I did. Same with me.
I don't want
You pin in or not. I mean, I have, your debit card, if it's Visa, MasterCard labeled, can be used as a check card with no pin.
Right.
Or it can be used as a real debit card with PIN, both ways.
Right.
Most of them being used as a check card in restaurants, right, and stuff. But the interchange.
Isn't the difference between all that, a credit card, if you get a false transaction, the bank has to eventually refund you the money, but if it's a debit card, there's no obligation to refund you the money.
If you put the pin in, there is. If you put the pin in, there is. Yeah, right. But the big difference is a debit card is a cash sale. You're just not carrying the cash with you. You know, a credit
Right,
card
okay.
is financing it.
And I always pin in, for that reason, it'll say debit or credit. So for that reason, you know, I don't want to, and I've not ever had an issue. We had an issue one time and Chap called us and said, did you make this purchase down in Key West? I said, no. So they took care of it for us.
Right. Yeah, very good at that. Yeah, I had that happen with me last week. Yeah.
Yeah, Chase is great. We have several accounts with them. So they, you know, I never worry about them.
Yeah, but the reality here is credit card sales, which are really 80% today of most retail restaurant sales. 50 to 60% of them are really still cash sales, debit cards.
Right.
And
It's cash.
and the interchange rate on debit cards now is 0.05%, but 21 cents a transaction. So, you know, merchant doing $100, it costs them 21 cents to process that, 22 cents to process that sale, 2.2%. But a merchant doing, $10, like in the McDonald's or Subway, he's paying on $10, 22.5 cents on the $10 sale, which is even higher. Okay, and he's paying the same amount of money the guy paying on $100 sale, almost a much bigger percentage. So it's making food.
Why do you think 50% of the sales are in debit card now? Is that up from an earlier lower number, or is it down?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, not everybody can get credit cards. You got to have good credit to get credit cards. But everybody can get a debit card if they have a bank account.
Okay.
Have more than circulation. And the younger, a lot of people don't carry cash. I don't carry cash. Everything I do, everything either on my phone or on my debit card.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I guess the question is, based on what I went through, is a loyalty program big enough? Is it enough of a draw to make you frequent a particular restaurant based on their program, loyalty program?
I've been using the Duffy's card, and I lived in Palm Beach and been going to Duffy's from 1989 to, I think I moved down to Broward in 2010. Now Duffy's got a few places down here in Broward, but I've been using the Duffy's card for 20 years, and I go to Duffy's just because of that card.
Because of that card.
That card and their deals, and I've gotten many free meals off Duffy's because of that card. And
It has to be a well-designed program with a good ROI to it.
What's that?
It has to just be a well-designed program with a good ROI to it. I've seen restaurants do it successfully where you see the value in being a loyalty member, and then I've seen others where it's gimmicky, kind of like what Howard was talking about with the tiers, and you think people will stick with it because they want to be in the next tier, but eventually those type of programs tend to fizzle. There has to be a return on investment to the loyalty member. Like, why am I a member? Because a lot of people don't like you to have their information. So if there's no return on investment, they're not going to join the program because they don't want you to have their information.
I mean, I do a fair amount of small quick service restaurants with Clover, and it comes right out of the box, a loyalty program. And you can actually, the customer walks into a hamburger place, whatever I got with Clover in it, the back of the screen faces the customer. Customer can sign up for the loyalty program right there on the spot. And a lot of small businesses like that because they get not only the incentive for the customers, but they can get, if it stores customer data, they can see who their best customers are and do SMS marketing to them or whatever and push notifications to them.
Well, in 2023, that's the only way you're really acquiring your customers' information because of the way PII and all the laws have gone. You need a loyalty program because you need to know who your best customers are, what they're buying, when they're coming in, how often. So it's almost, to me, it's a must-have. It's a must-have. You must make it work for your restaurant.
And many POS systems like it with Clover or Demo, that same customer database for loyalty can be used for deliveries and online ordering using the same customer database. So
Yeah.
I call in, key in my phone number, and boom. I got their address for delivery or online ordering. I got the last online order, and they're
Yeah,
gonna get that order. Right.
well, I guess the loyalty program serves two functions. One, with what Chris Pumo does, because all that data, all that information that's collected certainly can help the restaurant plan and purchase. And of course, on the other hand, the customer, so bringing people through the door, it's all, I guess it's all good.
Yeah.
But why? So why don't some of the smaller restaurants have loyalty programs? Even though, like, I know people who pay their bills on credit cards, all their bills, and at the end of the month they get airline points. Do you know anybody who's ever gotten cash?
Oh, yeah, you
have.
can cash, you
Yeah.
can get, yeah.
Well,
Or
with Chase, yeah. They make it, they don't make it super easy, but you tiptoe through the tulips on the website and you'll find would you rather have cash in your account? Yes or no? Yes.
And I take mine and apply it to the balance, that way it's a few dollars less and
That's
whatever.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah, Terry and I are giving a workshop. I'm going to work and Terry's going to shop.
yeah.
That,
The best loyalty programs are those that are electronically controlled, or if you will. I mean, Subway has a great one. Domino's is phenomenal with the software investment they have made. I mean, they remember well. Of course, the AI remembers Chris. It's not like there's
right.
an actual person going, "Hey, Chris, how do you feel?" It's
They
but
remember who you
and
are.
Domino's. I mean, Subway, they really genuinely have great sales. I mean, today's the last day, for example, for buy 1 foot long, get one free. Are you kidding me? That's like lunch for two divided by two,
Right.
I mean, and so, and the Domino's, I read that in 2010, they made a pivot to a tremendous investment in their software, and it shows. I mean, their app is really user friendly.
Oh yeah, the app and the kiosk. I mean, they do like a McDonald's, for example. Some of the McDonald's in the morning now, you can't get up the counter and order. It's all a kiosk with their apps and everything.
Yeah, I know. And when they say, when the kiosk says thank you, I just feel so cheap. I've been used.
Yeah, as soon as you touch a kiosk and keyboard, they got you.
I used to save my kiosk for marriage. Nah. The future is now.
Yeah, did you read that they, I forget what company, but they came out, they hired an AI manager.
What?
Yeah, a robot with AI. That's the manager. And I got to find out more about that.
Well, just like the position digital marketing manager, that's a new position.
Yeah.
And it's a real position, and
Right.
it should pay for itself many times over.
On.
I just want to see when you ask that robot a question and it says, does not compute.
Yeah, well,
Let me ask you a question here. I want to ask you a question here that it's politics, but I just want to see what your reaction is. Trump has said that if he's elected, he's going to put a 10% tariff on all imports coming into this country. How is that going to affect everything? I can tell you how it's going to affect me. It's not going to be good.
Have to raise all your prices. Yeah.
Do you honestly think he'll be elected again?
I couldn't tell you. I'm hoping that there's a third person that runs.
Who's the
'Cause
second?
Well,
well,
your original,
Biden's- I don't-
without getting
I don't-
political,
Yeah, I don't like getting political, but I'm just saying, Trump has said that if he's elected, one of the first things he's going to do is put a 10% tariff on all imports coming into this country. All.
from all countries,
Had that last time too, didn't
All.
they?
really.
No,
That's
that's inflation. Then we're right back to where we were on inflation.
Well,
'Cause,
how
I
is it going
remember
to
when
affect coming in from
Chinese
Mexico
doing
or
all that
Canada?
stuff a few years ago. All my prices went up. Let's face it, all computer hardware is made in China. Yeah, maybe even Clover, which is an American company, Fiserv, the hardware is made in China.
that's not gonna pass. Even
Hey, yeah.
it's not gonna pass.
Well, you know what? If they put a 10% tariff on merchandise coming in from another country, and this is a wild supposition, but wouldn't that give an American manufacturer a little bit more room to play and start manufacturing here again?
Yes, yeah. His pretense is that it'll cause American jobs. It will increase American jobs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I don't know if that's true or false.
the people here don't want to work, period. There's opportunities for employment right now, but they would rather collect government funds and sleep on the street in a tent. I'm sorry, but I know too many people that I've seen that could work and they don't want to.
You know people who live in a tent?
Well, they would rather do that than have to get up and go to work. Not me, of course, but I'm just saying.
You got to get new friends.
You better ditch the husband then.
Hey, Ed,
Yes.
all right, so we're talking about products come from overseas. I've dealt with a lot of refrigeration companies, okay? So they have ability to make the panels and whatever, but a lot of it depends on, especially China, these inner parts to make the refrigeration work. So I don't know what that's going to do because, when this all came about in 2020 COVID, it didn't really hit the supply chain until about December, January 2021, when things were starting to get, like, especially on refrigeration and fryers. I have a client here in Georgia, took them 8 months to get almost 9 months to get fryers. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but especially,
I remember that.
yeah.
Hey, Chris, I sent you an email to answer your question. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now,
Okay, I think
the one
I think
thing, the one
We
thing
got
that
to go
Trump is
with
going to do.
CP and CK from now on. CP,
Think about it
if you
too.
got something for Chris Humo, it's CP. You got
Okay,
something for
CP.
Chris Kaufman, it's Mr. Kaufman.
No, it's Mr. All-Star.
No,
Mr. Kaufman.
Soon to be Dr. Kaufman, but I'll brag on that later.
all right,
All right.
let's do our intros. So
really?
yeah, we have to, so that everybody knows who we are. Why don't you start us off, Ed?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales, located in Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we represent Carpigiani, which would be soft serve machines, batch freezers, mixed treatment machines, whipped cream machines, ESA, and GTI design, and which would be display cases for ice cream, gelato, and pastries, and BGI, which is continuous turning ice cream machines, and Carpigiani Horeca, which is frozen drink machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to CP.
Thank you, Chris Pumo.
CP.
Analytics, Mr. CP to you all. No, I'm just kidding. Data analytics, strategic finance consulting, think we already went over what I do. We collect the data within the business, help them do better on anything from labor to cost of goods sold. You know, we just do it all up and down the profit and loss statement. And we're system agnostic. Really doesn't matter what software they're running. We can work with whatever it is. And you know, I'm here and I love talking about it. So if any of you guys just want to talk about data stuff, you can always reach out to me.
Okay. You did give us a number how we can reach you?
You send out the list, right?
These are for people watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
561-512-7438. And now I'm going to be on every spam list in the world, but okay.
The rest of us.
All right, Mr. Kaufman.
Yeah, I just forwarded an email to CP for this prince from Nigeria, and
Oh, good.
you're good to go. Good morning, Chris Kaufman, bringing all-star talent to the restaurant industry since Monday, April 6, 1981, and we're going to keep doing it till we get it right. So we work on behalf of restaurant companies to find talent for them, and whether it's a chef or a manager, a director of operations, we've even found a president for a restaurant company before, but we work on behalf of the client company to satisfy their talent needs. And the difference between good and great historically is talent. Chris Kaufman bringing all-star talent to restaurant companies. 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And that's the best we can do for today. Have a great
Okay. Thank you. Steve has returned. So Steve, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do?
I'm Steve Whitehill. I'm a business broker. And am I on audio? I don't even know. Hold on a second. Here we are. I'm good. So I'm Steve Whitehill. I'm a business broker, and I help people buy and sell businesses. And that's all sorts. I've got an interesting business that has really nothing to do with restaurants for sale. It's selling for approximately $1.1 million, does about $500,000 in owner benefit. And you can buy that business for as little as about $120,000 down, and you can make quite a nice little profit on that. And that business sells medical, well, not medical supplies. It sells for equipment that's for med spas. So there are all sorts of businesses out there, restaurants, restaurant equipment companies, and just about anything you can think of. And it's a great way to make money or frankly grow your business through acquisition. You know, there's nothing like acquiring a second location of a restaurant and not having to do anything except just make it yours and add it on to your portfolio. Anyway, Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. I can be reached at 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
Thank you. TRN Terry, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Thanksgiving week to everyone. Hope it's good. Stay safe out there. What I do is let you know when and where something is opening in Florida, from the Panhandle all the way down to the southernmost part of the United States, Key West. Just ask and I will send you a sample report. And those sample reports have gotten so many sales. I don't add the email addresses for obvious reasons, but they will be on each report monthly. And again, we hit a record month last month of 83 brand new openings under constructions and in the process. Terry at trnusa.com. Thank you.
You also do Georgia and part of Alabama, right?
When I feel like it. No, yes, sorry. Yes, we have the Georgia report also, which we add a very little bit of southern Alabama, closest to the Georgia border, and then up a little ways. Not too much. We're getting into that as we get more help, and it'll soon be a lot more Alabama, yes. Thank you, Howard, for that.
Okay. Brian, good morning.
Morning, everybody. I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily focus on the hospitality side, but I do other sectors out there, but primarily the hospitality. I work from startups to existing businesses, and I do from small to large projects. From front of the house, back of the house, but we'll finance pretty much any type of equipment. And again, I'm Brian with the Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404-723-7222.
Okay, thanks. Joe Cregan, good morning.
Good morning, Joe Cregan with Kite Payment Services in Fort Lauderdale. We're the group's point of sale and payment provider. Been in business, I've been in the industry forever, but been in business with this company since 2016. We support about 800 clients, of which at least 50% of them are restaurants with their payment requirements. We process payments through First Data, now Fiserv. We also sell Clover POS, which is part of Fiserv, and we sell a specific software solution geared to table service restaurants called Adelo, which is used in about 100,000 restaurants across the country. I can be reached at 954-635-5044 or www.cardpaymentservices.net. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to encourage everybody who's here today on the group to try to do a one-on-one with other members of the group. If you haven't done so, it's very helpful. And based on what we saw at the show with people who attended, the camaraderie among members is strong, and I'm sure it will lead to increased business for everybody. So try to do a one-on-one, get to know the members in the group and in the other group too, if you have that opportunity.
What if you really don't like anybody?
I'm sorry?
Know that, but make sure that we're around so I can film it. New
No, I love everybody here. I really do. And thinking of starting a nonprofit. That's the advice of my accountant. He said. Anyway.
I've had a nonprofit for the last 25 years. Any event, thank you all for coming. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Great break. And again, there's no meeting on the Friday after Thanksgiving. And the next meeting will be on December the 1st, which will be a combined meeting.
At 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, thank you. And if anybody watching would like to attend that meeting, restaurateurs, I encourage you to do that. Give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website, www.trnusa.com. And if you'd like to see some of the meetings that we've already done, go on our YouTube channel and like it and subscribe so you can find out when we have new videos posted. And that's today's restaurant. So thank you all for coming and have a great weekend and let the sauce be with you.